Committee on Monday, October 21st, 2024 at 9 a.m. And Melissa, do you want to read our wonderful agenda item?
Okay. Consider approving variance agreement for water service to non-adjacent parcel on Ross Ranch Road, Larson.
All right, well, good morning, everyone. Antonio Ramirez with the TUD Engineering Department. So this item I have before you is a variance for a non-adjacent parcel. Corey, I'm going to go ahead and just read through the staff report here. Corey and Alyssa Larson have a residence on a property on US Ranch Road where their existing private water well is failing. Our nearest water main is approximately 750 feet away. To serve the property, the Larsons are requesting a variance from Water Rules Regulation 6.02, which requires a public main to be adjacent to the property in order to be served by the district. A couple things is that Corey is a former employee of TUD's, so not that that makes a difference, but just wanted to share that. The distance down Yost Ranch Road is actually about 950 feet, so if he was to extend the main, that's what it likely go down the road right away, and it'd be about that distance, not 750. And he also came to me probably about a year ago, maybe even a year and a half ago, asking the same question. And so he's come in a couple times and we've explored the options. He's explored his situation with his well. And so he's finally come in, and this is the direction he has to go, is just to try and get this variance. So approval of the variance would allow the Larsons to install a public water service lateral with a water meter at the district's nearest main on Black Oak Road, and approximately 750 feet of private water line through two intervening properties. One property, the first property is an old railroad right-of-way that the Black Oak tribe purchased, so they own that. The second parcel that they're looking to go through would be owned by their aunt and uncle, actually. So, and I guess I'll go ahead and continue reading and jump over to the exhibit. The district's operation and maintenance responsibilities would end at the water meter at the public water main. The Larsons would be required to install a backflow device at the meter and be responsible for the operation and maintenance of the backflow device and the private water line from the water meter to their residence. The owners are in communication with the intervening property owners, meaning the Larsons, the aunt and uncle, and the tribe, and have verbally received permission to construct the private water line, and that the both have indicated they would verbally also dedicate a private water line easement. They would have to, prior to construction and moving forward with this project, I would need to get those letters. I have asked Corey for those letters, so those are in process. And they would eventually need to obtain their easements from the two intervening owners. So we've looked at this. Whenever we do a variance, I work closely with Eric, but also operations, to see if there are viable options, different ways of serving the property. If the district has projects, in the future, looping, things like that. Currently, we don't see any district benefit. There isn't anything that I know of where a water main would be extended down the public right of way in front of their property. So we just don't see that that's going to happen anytime soon. There aren't anyone else. There isn't any other property owners currently seeking water service in the area. So, and that we also don't feel extending a public water main nearly 1,000 feet for one person is ideal for us at this time. And again, we don't see a need. This water main, a water main down the public right of way would not serve any district interest in the future. We don't have any projects, anywhere in the near future at all, that we could benefit from a water main extension. This request would also include what we call a participation agreement, which would be recorded against the property, which obligates the Larsons or any future property owner to participate in a future water main project, whether the district does one or someone else. This means that they would have to abandon the existing water service and financially participate in a future project. and a cost share for that watering project, again, whether it's a district project or a private project. So I'll jump over to the exhibit. So you can see the little line and circle there, that would indicates, the circle indicates the meter location. It's a little confusing here with the railroad right away in Black Oak, they sort of appear to overlap, and they don't, but, then the dashed line there is the private water line, the approximate alignment for that private water line. I think that's about it, I'd be happy to take any questions.
I got a question.
Sure.
What about to the east there, that water line, that wasn't sufficient, probably diameter size or something? To bring it straight down from the east or
Yeah,
terrain or something?
that is a possibility, the distance is somewhat shorter, but they don't know that property owner, so. But also you'd be crossing the Soulsville Road right away with a private line, so, we just don't.
What road is that up there?
I don't know the name of it.
Private drive, probably?
Yeah, it might be, I don't know the name of it.
It might be on the screen, the Google map. But
It's
it
probably
might
off of
be-
Miramani Road or something.
No, it doesn't look like, if it's labeled, I can't read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not-
It doesn't matter.
It's not labeled.
I'm sure he'd rather work with Tom. Yeah, that is his uncle, so.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Well, this way, like you
Yeah.
said, if the other Larsons, the family, wants to, but if they're on a well, correct, as far as you know?
The Thomas and Janet parcel?
Yeah.
I believe it's vacant.
Oh, okay. Oh, well. Yeah, thank you, because you anticipated every question I may have had, so I appreciate you just saying this is why, and we looked at this, and this, and, so it seems straightforward, and there's no anticipated growth. Just off the wall, maybe, Eric, maybe you know the question, the answer to this is, do you know when the Ghost Ranch subdivision happened? Was it after Curtis Creek or before Curtis Creek?
I actually don't know.
Probably,
Sure.
I'm gonna guess, and I'm gonna say after.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is gonna be new line, 750 new line. What's gonna be the impact on that property for, in other words, it's not in a disturbed older road prison, it's not in a disturbed, already existing disturbed area?
You mean in terms of the Thomas and Janet Larson parcel?
Right, they're part of it, so they're digging this,
Right,
okay,
Mhm.
and then it's theirs,
right,
okay,
yeah, it's all private. I haven't, in cases like this, we don't go explore them, that it's private, so it's completely on
yeah,
them.
it's up to the county to let them know what
Right.
sorts of resources may be there, or if that is dedicated open space.
Right, and that is why I have the intervening property owners give us a letter. That way it doesn't appear that we're sort of authorizing or forcing a project on someone's property. We want them to know about it in the very beginning. That way, before the project starts, any issues are resolved by the property owners.
Yeah, there could, can certainly be, given some of the other areas that I know about, there could be some cultural resources in it, you don't know.
That's a
Okay.
sizable line coming down Black Oak Road too, isn't it? It's at least a 10-inch, huh?
I think it's 8.
Oh, is it only 8?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was bigger than that. That's what I'm paying for on my assessment on my bill.
It is.
There's $6.14 a month.
Yep, that's exactly right. What, I wonder how big a line they're gonna put in for theirs, did they say, or?
They didn't say, I know Corey definitely knows what he's doing, so
Sure.
he would probably, my guess is he's gonna put something like 1.25 to 1.5 inches.
Yeah.
Probably what you know.
So if Tom and Janet hook on eventually someday, they'll have volume.
They would have to approach it, they would have to do the same thing, so they couldn't tie into that line.
Oh, you'd have to put another line in?
Right.
They couldn't move the meters down and, I guess, or?
They would have to do the same process, come in and request the variance.
Mhm.
And the question would be asked, again, should we approach this as a second variance? Or do we make Thomas and Janet, extend the public water main down Sullivan Loop Road and make both of them connect to it? That would be the question that I would have to
Okay.
ask, management, basically.
Alright. So are they anxious to get started on this then?
I would imagine so, yes.
Okay. Well, I have no further
I don't either.
questions. So we can make a recommendation that we recommend this for board approval.
Yeah.
Alright. And just for the record, and thank you for disclosing that, that Mr. Larson had worked for the county before, for TT, I appreciate that. And thank you also for, I checked, well, is there any other policies you could bring to our water committee meeting, just to draft and think about while we're on our meeting? Anyway, I appreciate you checking on that. So, are there any further questions? All right, so again, we have a recommendation